Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a video based on how to get a lightweight makeup look using all of your makeup products. So like I know that you can make a full coverage glam makeup look using all of your makeup, and some people are like, how am I supposed to do a lightweight makeup look without using all of my products? And I want to show y'all how I have discovered to do it, because I don't wear makeup very often, so when I do, I like to do more natural looking makeup, not too much of the cakiness and, you know, a lot of eyeshadow, all this stuff. But I wanted to show you guys how I have determined to do it and maybe give y'all some advice and tricks on how to do it yourself. But if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Lainey and welcome back to my channel, and let's go ahead and get started. So of course first we're going to go in with primer, and I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Benefit Pore Professional Hydrate Primer, and this one's really good. But as always, I always prime my skin to fill in my pores, and that's basically all that I do for this kind of look, because even though it's a lightweight look, you still don't want your pores to be sticking out there. Mine aren't that big, so I don't have to really worry about my pores really sticking out, but I still like to prep them and make sure that they are not visible. Because some are larger than others, but others are not as big, so I still like to prep it as if you can actually physically see them. Sorry, I'm still kind of blending it in. I put a lot on. But for the foundation part, I have two options. This first one is the Milani's Screen Queen Natural Finish Foundation. This is one that I use for looks like this. And then you also have tinted moisturizers, which I have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. And I think I'm going to go ahead and with the moisturizer today, just because I want to show you guys like how it's going to look, because a lot of people snag on tinted moisturizers because a lot of them don't have a lot of coverage to them. So we're going to go ahead and use this today, and I have it in the shade Fair 3W. So we're going to apply this to the skin. I do like to apply a little bit of this just because it is going to be a natural makeup look, but I like to have a little bit of coverage. And this one is not really not full coverage at all. It's not really sheer, but it doesn't have a lot of coverage to it though either. So as you guys can tell, just for me blending it out, it really doesn't have a lot of coverage to it, but it is covering a lot of the redness, which is what I like to do during these kinds of looks. So blend this all out. And then there is another one that I used to have, but I ended up decluttering it or trashing it because it was basically empty. The Florence by Mills, like a skin tint foundation. That one is so nice. Very nice for this kind of look. It's just really nice. It has a funky scent to it, so if you guys do end up going and getting it, just beware of that. But like, this is one layer on my skin. I haven't gone in with the second layer at all, but usually what I like to do is I will take my mirror and go around on the edges, or go around on my face and look at places that I want to cover more, which I'm thinking right here in the nose area, and a little bit more over here because I have some acne scars right there. So I'm going to do one more little layer. And then I'm going to get my forehead too, because my My forehead is really, really red today. I have no clue why, but it is. So blend this out. And this one I like because you can build it up to have a little bit of coverage, where there's some where you can't build up anything. So I like this one just for that. If you wear glasses, make sure that you cover those areas where your glasses sit, because, oh my god, mine like to leave red marks all over my skin, or on the areas that it sits, so it's always visible. Alright, so there is the skin right now. Alright, for concealer today, I'm going in with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. This one's really, really nice. I like this one a lot. It's not really vibrant in color. It's not really pigmented, but it is really, really nice for building up some coverage underneath the eyes and also brightening the under eyes. So that's what I like about this one. It's like $9, so it's really, really cheap. I got foundation on my pants. You know, when you get foundation on your pants, just take your finger and wipe it and then apply some more, because it will help. But I'm going to go ahead and blend this out, and y'all see what I'm talking about. So that's one eye. Y'all see how it's not like overly bright, but it's also bright at the same time. Like, it's not too bright. You know, my natural makeup look may look a little bit different than y'all's, but everybody has their own opinion with makeup, so don't feel like you have to do it this way or with these kinds of products. Whichever products that you use that you like to make your natural makeup look happen, then use those. Alright, so now we're going to set the under eyes, and I have the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Reserve Your Cabana. And I'm using the brush that I always use, which is the Alamar Cosmetics. I don't know what brush this is, but it's the Alamar Cosmetics brush. So, you guys can tell I really, really love this stuff. So, I'm going to dab my brush in here and just start setting the under eyes. This is really, really nice because your under eyes do not feel cakey at all. It just sets them in place, and it also brightens the under eyes too, which I like that a lot. So y'all see the difference in the setting? Like, this is like still kind of white looking. This one is kind of more set and looks a lot like my skin tone. So that's why I use this powder for this kind of look, because it really sets that color in place that I'm looking for. Make sure to set places that I concealed. So right there. So before we set the entire face, I'm going to cream contour today. This is the Wet n Wild dual-ended contour stick. I like to use this on my natural makeup look days. So what I do is I take the little contour budge, whatever you call this thing, and I go down the bones of my cheeks. So right here is where the bone is. So do like this, very, very lightly, because you want it to be contoured. You want your skin, your face bones to kind of stand out, but you don't want them to be too dark. Kind of go in the shape that I was doing on the other side. And then I'm going to take a brush, if I can find it. I found it. So I'm going to take the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and kind of paper this out, kind of blend it out on the skin. Kind of take it sideways and go up and down. Go on the other side. You can also do like this to kind of bring it forward. So there is the contour, and I'm going to fix it by kind of tapping around with my sponge. Kind of lighten it up a little bit. And then we're going to set the entire face. So I have the Rimmel Stay Matte Mattifying Loose Powder. Alright, and I'm using this little fluffy brush that I always use. I don't know where I got it from, but I always use this brush for this part. But I like this powder. It's very, very cheap, by the way. But I have dry skin, as most of you guys know. And this is, for a long time, this was the only powder that did not dry out my skin like a lot of other powders do. Okay. Good thing that pan was empty. But no, for a long time, this was the only powder that really didn't dry out my skin, like certain powders do. But I have found a bunch of powders that don't dry out my skin. Like, some can be so mattifying that it like makes my skin feel so suffocated. So, but I'm just taking this powder lightly and dusting around all on my skin or on my face. Make sure you set the ears too, especially if you put makeup back there, like foundation, because you're itching and all this stuff, itching your skin, you know, and you touch your ears and all this stuff. You don't want it to come out on your fingers, so. And then I like to take my fingers and feel around my skin just to make sure that it's still not sticky or tacky feeling. I call it sticky. I don't know why I do that. Alright, but there is the skin set. Alright, so now we are going to bronze up the skin a little bit, and I'm going to be using this one just because it's a little bit more on the natural side. This is the it's the Catrice Cosmetics Sungasm Luminizing Bronzer, and this is what it looks like. Alright, and I like to use this bronzer for more natural makeup days because it is a little bit more shimmery, so it brings a lot more light to the skin. So I'm taking this Cala brush, and it's the 402. So taking it on the brush, just stamping it on to my skin. This one's not as shimmery as some that I have. Like I have the Wet n Wild Ticket to Brazil shimmery bronzer, and oh my goodness, that is my favorite. But this one is very, very nice for more on the natural makeup side. Pulling this out because this side looks crazy. I'm going to take my sponge actually. And when you mess up like this, you can take a sponge still and blend around the areas that you messed up. See? Like that. And then take something and go back over it to set it. And then if it's too heavy, you can still do the same. Or you can take like a loose powder and go over it. So let me blend that out a little bit more. I feel like I haven't put enough on this side. It's weird, I don't know. And I'm also going to take the same brush and go on my nose with it. Just to kind of you know, it kind of ties in with everything. Your nose isn't so bright, brighter than the other parts of your body, so, or your face. I meant your face. I'm going to take that Color Icon bronzer again and get the spots that I had to fix. So, I don't know what the heck is going on today. I'm going to do this again, I guess. Alright, so there is the bronzer. Alright, next we're going into blush, and this part I usually don't do because I'm not really a blush person during like natural makeup days, just because I don't feel like blush is natural. But we are going to add a little bit. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused blush in Always Cheeky. That's the shade, and I love this shade. It's so pretty. I love peach blushes. They're a little bit more natural, more like what your skin would look like kind of thing. So we're going to tap it gently. Like that. And then on to highlight. Now I get a lot of questions about like what highlighters do you use whenever you do natural makeup looks, because literally highlight is highlight. I mean, it's bright, it's not really natural, but I have found a highlighter that I use all the time, even when I'm doing more glammy looks. I use the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, and this is in the shade Be My Highlight. This is more of a like a champagne highlighter. I love it. It's so good, but it's not like beaming like so many other highlighters. Like you can tell, you can build it up to how you want it to, but it's not too overwhelming to where it's like, oh my god, that's not cute. So do this. Do one more because I did one more over there. And then take your sponge and just dab over, just like that. And then also what I like to do is I'd like to put it over my brow bones and my nose. But today we're not doing the brow bones just because of how natural this look is supposed to be. So I'm going to put some on my nose like this, just one little swipe. Alright, now we're getting into brows, and I'm going to try so hard not to do it like I usually do, but we're going to be using the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Pencil, and I have it in the shade Neutral Brown. I've been reaching for deep brown recently, but since it's more natural look today, I'm just going to do this one. Neutral Brown is more of my shade, but I like to go darker with my brows sometimes. But we're going to start on the perfect brow. Or actually, no, this is the one that always looks like crap. Scam likely. I don't know anybody in Beaufort. Sorry. What I like to do when I get done doing the shape, I will take the end and kind of do like brush strokes. Make it a little bit more natural looking. I'm saying natural a lot in this video, oh my goodness. So now we're gonna do this brow. I pray, because this one actually looks okay. Oh, of course I messed up. You'll see that? I hate when I do that. I think I fixed it. Alright, this one's a little messed up now. Okay, so then I get done with doing the shapes, and I take my little spoolie on the end, and I will brush forward on the front, and then kind of brush backwards and up and down, just to kind of get rid of the weird lines, like that. Alright, now I'm going to go try and fix this brow, and I'll be right back. Alright, I did the best that I could. So now we're going to set the brows, and I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Brunette, just to kind of brush through to set them in place. And there are the brows. Alright, so I usually don't do like eyeshadow, but I'm going to do a little something today. So I'm going to use a eyeshadow primer. I'm going to use this is a little mini of the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I've never used this, by the way. So it's a good try for everything. Okay, just put a little bit. I'm going to take my finger and or no, let me use a brush. Let me use this brush right here. I could really use my mirror. Kind of just looks like concealer, in my opinion. This is weird. I don't like the consistency of this. So we're going to let that sit, and then I'm going to come back. Alright, so I decided on palettes to choose from. I'm choosing one shade out of both of these. So I have two palettes sitting in front of me. The first one, well, actually they're both by Butter London. This first one is the Natural Goddess palette, which I'm going to be pulling this shade from this palette, which is a shimmery shade. And then I have the Teddy Boy palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm, I believe, and I'm going to be pulling from Simon, which is this brown up here. Alright, first we're going to be pulling from the Teddy Boy palette. We're going to be using Simon, like I just said, and I'm taking it on an e.l.f. brush. I don't know what brush this is, but it's an e.l.f. brush. So I'm going to take this and put it in the outer corner of my eye. And honestly, I will say that I'm more of a neutral, warm tone neutral girl. But when it comes to natural eyeshadow looks, I go for cool tone palettes. Just because they're not so vibrant in color. So I'm using this cool tone palette for my eyes. And I really, really love this palette anyways. So it's a really, really nice palette to pull from. I'm basically coating the entire lid with this shade, except for the inner corner. It is raining cats and dogs outside. And of course, like an hour away from here, it's snowing. But here, nope, it's just raining. We get all of the rain here. No snow. None. And I hate snow, so I'm okay with that. A little bit more on this side. All right. This one up a little bit more. All right, and then I'm also going to put that same shade on the bottom lash line. So like that. Ooh, I hate doing that. It hurts so bad. And then now I'm going to pull out of this palette and I'm going to reach for that shimmery shade, which is called Enchantress, which I'm going to get a brush. A more dense brush. Or I might just use my finger. It depends on how this goes. So I'm going to use this brush right here. I've had this brush forever and I don't use it anymore. It's so sad. So I'm going to use this and put it on the inner corner. Oh yeah, I like it without the finger. That's really, really pretty and really, really natural. Alright, there is the eyeshadow. Alright, now we're moving into mascara. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. I had this eyelash curler. I don't know where I got it from. I got it from Ross, I think. But it was like $4, so very, very cheap. I'll show y'all my old eyelash curler. This is an e.l.f. eyelash curler. It's so thin, and like the rubber part is so thin and hard. That's how old the thing is. So I need to get another one because I really, really liked the e.l.f. one. I just hadn't used it in a long time. I kind of forgot I had it because for a long time I didn't curl my lashes because they actually had a curl to them. Now they just stick straight down into my eyeballs, so that's just great. Alright, now I'm going to be moving into mascara like I just said. I forgot I already said that. I'm going to be using a travel size mascara. This is the Tarte Big Ego. And y'all may be thinking, Lainey, that is definitely not a natural looking mascara. In my opinion, natural means that the face is kind of lightweight, but the eyelashes are sticking straight out. Like they are vibrant. That's what I think of natural makeup. So we're going to apply this. I do not put eyeliner on for natural makeup. I just don't. So I like the lashes to be on their own. And I don't put falsies on. Definitely not. I hate falsies. And y'all may be like, what the heck, Lainey, you don't like falsies? I don't have the time for them. I don't have the time or the patience. So there is the lashes right there. That's one eye done. There's the bottom. Like, just look how fluttery and pretty that looks compared to this eye. So beautiful. Like, I love this mascara. I need to get the full size, but I just haven't gotten it yet. And I'm actually missing some eyelashes over here, like right here in the center, due to false lashes because I pulled too dang hard. And I guess I put too much glue down and it pulled my lashes. So guess what? I'm not wearing falsies anymore. I tried to love them. I tried, but I can't. Alright, I need to do this one still. This eye looks the prettiest. And it still has a mark right there. Or no, it doesn't. I thought it did. Okay. I didn't make any messes today with mascara. Alright, and then last but not least, we're moving into lips. And I have two products today. This first one is by Sol de Janeiro. This is like I forgot what this is. It's like a lip balm to me. It's like a tinted lip balm almost. But it's in the shade Soulmate. I think it's pretty. So. See, I have a little bit of a tone to it. But it's like your lips, but better. So I like it for that. And then for on top of that, I'm going to be putting on the e.l.f. lip lacquer in the shade Bubbles. I just got this and it's so pretty. I also have Fantasy too, which Fantasy is beautiful too. Just put on like literally not even. I'm going to do a little bit more. Let's do a little bit more. Oh, that's enough. And then, of course, we're going with setting spray. So I'm going to use the I Heart Revolution Fixing Spray in Vanilla and Coconut. Ooh. Don't you just love getting setting spray in your hair? Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. And this is the final look. I actually really like it. It's very me. It's not very vibrant and too much, you know. It's a little bit of everything. So I really like how this turned out. I did not expect to do eyeshadow though, honestly. Now this is a little too high up. I have to carry this one up a little bit. You can always make changes too, even at the end of your videos or looks. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and y'all stay tuned for more 2021 content. I'll see you guys in the next video.